Alright guys, let's clear HS-1. This is the team we're going to be using. We're going to be using 2 vanguards, 2 double block vanguards, 1 single target sniper, 1 single target medic, and 1 AoE guard, which will be proper guard. So the all 3-star team. This is a very simple team. The first stage has nothing too special. You can just do this. First, deploy your Fang over here, or your either Fang. Choose your defensive vanguard here. It's better to have a defensive 2-block vanguard here. Then you can deploy your sniper here. After that, deploy your vanilla here, and you should have enough DP just in time to deploy your AoE guard like Popuka. If Popuka you're using someone more expensive, just deploy your vanguard earlier. And last but not least, just deploy your medic here. And this is basically the team we're going to be using. Like I said, this stage is, this is just the first stage, so it's super simple. Again, just use your frontliner skill whenever you need to, so you don't leak. But if you have a good level on both vanilla and your Popuka, your 3-star guard, they should actually be enough. More than enough. If you want, you can just bring extra DPS to spawn here, or if you're worried they will die, you can just bring in an extra medic. But if not, like I said, this is just the first stage, super simple. And there you go, mission accomplished, very easy.
Very successful operation.
Yeah, and that's it for HS-1. Alright guys, let's clear HS-2. This is the team we're going to be using. Super simple as well. You need 2 of your single target medics, 2 block vanguards, 1 offensive, 1 defensive, 1 range guard like Midnight, 1. You can either take Malanta or you can take Popuka, which basically means you can either take just a normal single block guard, the Dreadnought guard, or your AoE guard. That's perfectly fine. Then you can bring in Cruise, 1 sniper, and then 1 AoE caster like Lava is enough. You can actually just bring in 1 extra defender just in case something leaks, but you probably won't leak at all. It's actually kind of interesting how the difficulty actually spikes quite a bit if you don't know what you're doing here. But quite simple. First of all, let's start with the defensive vanguard, or actually it's better to have a defensive vanguard here to hold the choke point. Then you can deploy your offensive vanguard like vanilla on this tile facing down. Then you can deploy your sniper here, facing to the left. You can actually face upwards as well, that's also okay. Now you deploy one of your medics here, facing down, because we're going to retreat vanilla here, and then instead deploy Midnight for the range. That's why you need a range guard here for the extra tile of damage as well. Then you can deploy your second medic here, facing left. Now you just have to save DP for your caster, your AoE caster facing up. And then last but not least, just deploy 1 guard over here, facing to the left. Like I said, you can either use a single block guard, your duelist guard like Malanta, or you can just use someone like Popuka. Either one works. It's actually good that they are invisible most of the time, because then you use your sniper time to target this enemy here. This duelist card is basically here as insurance in case this enemy actually passes over and actually dies here. If that's the case, you might worry about this tile getting polluted, so you can always deploy 1 more medic here facing down on Malanta. I don't think this is within range. But usually Malanta, because of a high attack, she can actually kill on top of the throttle valve. So if the enemy dies on top of the throttle valve, they will not spread pollution, okay? They die on top of the throttle valve, they won't spread pollution. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Remember to use your medic skill so she doesn't die. If she dies like that, remember, that's why you bring in an extra defender as insurance, just in case. But if not, you activate your medic skill, it should be more than enough to keep your vanguard alive. Defensive vanguard alive. That was just me being careless. And yeah, that's very simple. HS-2, very simple. Alright guys, let's clear HS-3 early seedling. This is the team we're going to be using, very simple as well. 1 2-block defensive vanguard, 2 snipers, 2 single target medics, 1 range guard, 1 AoE caster, and 1 defender. You can also bring in an extra defender just in case something happens. For example, bring in Cardigan, and you can also bring in 1 extra guard, for example Malanta or Popoka, just in case as well something happens and you leak. But honestly, this stage is also very simple. You shouldn't leak if your operators are reasonably strong. What you need to do is just deploy, first of all, deploy your Fang here, get the Vanguard here facing right to get DP. Then as soon as you have enough DP, just deploy Sniper on this tower facing left, so that she'll start killing off these rats. Now deploy your Sniper here on this tower facing right. It will mean if you're a better Sniper than Anakil, then good, because Anakil is kind of a sucky Sniper. He sucks pretty hard. Okay, as soon as you have enough DP, you should probably deploy your medic earlier. One here on this tower facing up, and another facing down on this tower. Then just save DP for your AoE caster.
There you are.
Who should be able to handle all of the rats on the left side.
That's it.
But if not, later on we're going to deploy Midnight here. That's why we're going to deploy Midnight here, just in case some of them leak. Or some of them start attacking your gate. You don't want that to happen. You don't want the pollution to spread. Yeah, so here you can actually retreat your Fang and deploy a deploy a defender like Beagle instead. If you want, you can of course bring in extra DPS on this tower facing up. You can swap to a stronger, like maybe you have a 4-star and higher AoE guard, so that they can block 3 instead of blocking 2. Paprika is actually not bad, but she only blocks 2. That's the unfortunate thing. She's a pretty good 3-star. Yeah, so now we just wait, and then this is basically the end of the game. Not even a single throttle valve will be destroyed.
Hurry up.
Okay, time to destroy. Just activate. You can just activate Lava Skill as soon as you see this big guy come out. He's not gonna do much damage.
What's up?
And you shouldn't leak because your lava should be able to kill all the enemies quickly. There shouldn't be any leaking. Again, if there's any leaking, they'll just come up here and then Midnight will block and kill them. And then activate your medic skill just in case you need, and then that's it. Very, very simple for HS-3.
Being imperfect.
Okay, that's it. Alright guys, let's clear HS-4. This is a very simple map as well. These are the teams you're going to be using. You can use 2 double block vanguards, 1 offensive, 1 defensive, 1 offensive. You can bring 2 single target medics, 1 single target sniper, 1 AoE caster, 1 medic defender. Spot is more than enough. I mean, if you have level 7 skill, even better, but level 6 is perfectly fine. And then 1 AoE guard like Popoka. Also super simple stage. So first and foremost, you just have to deploy your 2 vanguards here. 1 here and 1 here facing down. The difficult thing about this stage is that there will be an enemy that will use a range attack that targets melee operators, okay? Melee operators, so it will target the last deployed melee operator, so don't worry about it. So don't worry about deploying your range units afterwards. So once you have enough DP, deploy your medic here facing right. Try to have a pattern of alternate, because it will do damage in a cross. Yeah, so the range attack is actually in a cross, so be careful. Okay, once you get DP from Fang, you can retreat her. Deploy first your AoE caster here, then deploy your AoE guard over here. Retreat, and then deploy Spot on this tile so that the aggro will go onto Spot instead. Then deploy your Cruise here facing left. So right now he's only doing physical damage to Spot because he doesn't absorb the blight. What happened is that this enemy will initially do this range attack onto melee operators. Okay, remember, melee operators, and then deal damage in a cross. So that's why you want to alternate placement. But once it absorbs some of the blight, this disgusting pollution, it will deal arts damage in a cross instead. So a lot more dangerous than when it's not in blight. Okay, let's just activate Lava Skill to clear up this enemy, as well as clear up these rats over here. These rats, RRAT. So this should be quite simple as well. So you see, it's still doing physical damage. That's why Spot is actually taking very little damage. It's like taking no damage because the physical attack is very low. But once you see the blood is polluted, he'll start dealing arts damage, a lot more damage. So here, activate your AoE guard skill, activate your medic skill, activate spots your medic defender skill as well, and then activate your AoE caster skill to kill off this last enemy and kill off all the rats here. Oh, not the rats, all the other enemies. And actually, are there rats here? Wasn't paying attention. Because again, this level isn't super difficult. Just know that this enemy, this new enemy here, is a little bit tricky because he will deal both arts and physical damage. Okay, and then that's it for HS-4, Dialogue of Silk and Linen. Okay guys, let's play HS-5. With the Silk, it's actually super simple. This is the team we're going to be using, but the core operator will be Moina. Then after that, you need one Flag Bearer Vanguard, or you can bring extra Vanguards if your Flag Bearer Vanguard isn't as well built, and this will give you more DP and the block at the beginning. Then you need one Medic Defender, one Normal Defender, one AoE Caster, two single target Medics, one Moina as I said earlier, and then you can just bring in one more Medic Defender if you want to. You can bring in Null, you can bring in Spot. Null should be, I think everyone should have Null, right? She was given off, was she given a free? Anyway, first things first, deploy your Flag Bearer Vanguard here on this tile facing to the right. Then just get DP from her. Now deploy your Medic Defender on this tile. Then deploy your Normal Defender on this tile. And once you have enough DP, just deploy Moina on this tile facing to the right. And then just keep getting DP from your Flag Bearer Vanguard. Get enough DP to deploy AoE caster facing down. Then as soon as Moina's skill is ready, just activate his skill. Now place the pump here facing the right, because then the pump will be able to clean this tile as well. I think so, at least it feels like it's a little bit bugged. Anyway, deploy your medic here. Preferably use a burst medic like Sosuro here. And then last, you can just deploy your Med Defender here. The second Medic Defender here. And if you feel like you want, you can just deploy one last Medic here facing up. This thing will actually do quite a bit of damage, but it's okay. Because once it leaves this blighted tile, it will just do very little, like normal damage. Okay, then activate. Again, activate Moina's skill when it's ready, like now. If you want, you can always bring in SP batteries, like say Warfarine here. You can put Warfarine, or you can put Delopsis here facing up. I really wish I had Warfarine. Warfarine's actually a very good medic. Okay, so it's about to... This barrier is about to break, and then it's going to blight this area, these two areas, but it's okay because we have the pump here. Now activate Lava skill when Moina's off skill, so she can help to clear. And as soon as Moina is ready, again just activate the skill as soon as it's ready. And there you go. Why was that guy revealed? Was he not invisible? Oh, I think he's a different enemy. Anyway, that is it for HS-5. Alright, let's clear HS-6, Clouds Burn Red. And this is the team we're going to be using. Very simple. We have one Flag Bearer Vanguard, two block Vanguards. You can use Courier and Scavenger, they are perfectly fine. Then you need one single target sniper, two normal defenders. Core and Bubble work perfectly fine. Then one medic defender, one AoE caster, and a chain caster. You can actually replace the chain caster with another AoE caster, but I feel like Genie is a lot better because she can hit multiple enemies at once. Then you need two of these single target medics, and actually you only need one single target medic. So let's actually bring in Sosuro because she's stronger. You only need one single target medic, and then co-operator Moina, and then you can bring one more operator, whoever you want. Maybe you want an extra DPS, another defender just in case. But I strongly recommend you bring in a fast redeploy, like say Gravel or Texas Alter, the Alter, just to trigger the mouse a lot quicker. So at this stage, there's going to be a new enemy. You know how previously we all had those annoying little rats? We now have this. Okay, so anyway, first deploy your Flag Bearer Vanguard here, facing the left. There's going to be this one enemy that requires 3 blocks, like the bullies and... who else required 3 blocks, I keep thinking. Well, whatever it is, dude. And also, yes, the Sand Rover. Sand Rovers required 4 blocks. But I think another vehicle. Oh yeah, the vehicle from the Durin event required 3 block. Anyway, deploy your two block vanguards here, one on this tower and one on the tower above, facing to the left. Speed this up. Then once you've enough DP, just deploy Moina on this tower.
I have yet to
Get some DP. Then deploy your AoE caster here,
Come on.
facing up.
your orders.
I have to get serious now.
Gain DP, and then after that you deploy your chain caster here or your second AoE caster facing up. But again, I think I would recommend chain caster. Yes, chain caster on this tile. So anyway, after this, deploy your once you have enough DP, deploy your first defender here on this tile.
We're counting on you.
Then deploy your second defender here on this tile. And then once you activate the skill, you can retreat your 2 vanguards.
At your service.
Then activate the skill, and then you can retreat.
Your orders.
Then finally deploy your single target medic here on this tile facing the left, so you can heal your chain caster and your AoE medic. And then deploy your medic defender here on this tile facing to the left, right? And then as soon as you see all these rats build up here, just activate Moina skill to clear them out.
Very end.
You could probably try to not do this with Moina, but Moina makes things a lot easier, so why not? Okay, yeah, this one, see? The field moves Flying Thief, takes up 3 blocks, runs upon taking damage, significantly increase movement speed for a short time, and they deal heavy damage to these valves when they pass over. However, for this guy, if you defeat him, he will actually give you 1 extra throttle valve. Anyway, by the way, retreat your mortal and then deploy your sniper, single target sniper facing the left. Like I said, medic defender here, so you don't need to use the.
About here.
So you really don't need to use any of the what's it called?
Over for you.
Oh no, there's a leaking here, but your chain caster should be able to catch. If there are any leaks, you can use your chain caster to catch them, or if not, you can always use Moina a little bit later so that he won't leak. Okay, and after that, there only spawns one of those 3 block rats up here, and then that's it. Okay, right now you can just wait for this rat to come over and then use Moina to finish him off. Again, you could probably use someone else different. Maybe you get extra AoE caster, extra chain caster here. Maybe you have Shelter, you can use her here. She can cover all these. Okay, so right now just destroy this last rat with Moina. And then that's it. Super simple. You can use Moina, you can use Shelter, or you can use any great DPS here. And that's it for HS-6 Clouds Burn Red. Okay guys, let's play HS-7 Dream of the Seasons. This is the team we're going to be using. 1 Flag Bearer Vanguard, 1 AoE Guard, Uppercut is more than enough. 2 single target medics, 1 AoE medic. Core Operator Moina, because Moina is super good on this stage. We need him to immediately defeat all the annoying enemies. Then 1 single target sniper, 1 caster. Steward is very preferable because Steward has a talent that causes him to attack enemies with the highest defense first. That is actually very important. If you don't have Steward, then you could probably use KOB, but you know, 3-star to 6-star jump is quite big. Then you need 1 defender, probably with a bit of self-healing. A medic defender is fine, or you can use Cardigan with a skill. She can restore 1 HP. And most importantly, you need to have a single block guard or vanguard. Someone like Malanta will be more than enough. You could also be more defensive and use someone like Gravel, that's also fine. But Malanta is okay for this job. Okay, Malanta will do enough damage, and you need a bit of damage to defeat the enemy. So there's also a medal for this stage, and I will show you guys how to get this medal. Okay, so first and foremost, let's just deploy our vanguard here, facing the right or facing any direction. And then as soon as the skill is ready, just activate it. And then deploy your AoE guard here, facing up. Next, deploy your AoE medic, facing up as well, on this tile, facing up. Then when you have enough DP, deploy Moina, facing down on this tile. Or facing any direction, make sure he can cover all these enemies. You could probably use someone like an AoE caster here, but I want to use Moina instead because he's faster. And he's just 1 6-star anyway, so okay, as soon as you're ready, just activate Moina's skill. And then when you're done, just retreat Moina. Just retreat Moina, very easy. That's why we have 2 medics. In case your AoE medic isn't enough for Popoka or your AoE guard, just deploy 1 more medic here, facing right, to heal them.
Hang in there, I'm coming. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Okay, so now enemies are going to spawn and go here. They're going to shoot your vanguard, your flatbear vanguard, but if it's a high enough level like my mortal, it should be okay. Now deploy your
I will protect us all.
defender here on the style. And the defender should actually be able to kill off these enemies, no problem. There shouldn't be any leak here.
Today, little apple.
Okay, now you can deploy Moina on this tile, facing down. Or actually facing left is better. Okay, so the medal, guys, for the medal, there's this enemy called the Miasma. What it will do is that it will after you defeat it, it will actually regenerate, it will revive, and then absorb any of the blight it has here and increase the defense. And also it will start dealing arts damage. So what the medal says is that you need to defeat this enemy without letting it absorb any of the blight. In other words, you need to defeat this enemy on clean tiles, okay? So that's why we need one guard here to stall it. So we will deploy here, you can deploy Malanta here, and then we deploy one medic here, facing up. Probably your strongest medic here. And then when we're ready, okay, so now you can actually deploy, retreat your Myrtle, your Flatbear Vanguard, and deploy Steward here, because Steward will only target this guy, because he's the highest defense. And then let them just kill off this Miasma. So it's not going to absorb any blight because all these tiles are clean. And then also these kind of enemies will spawn the Skypo Yi, which are these drones, latch onto the first unit within range and relentlessly attack until the target is defeated. To defeat this enemy is actually quite simple. Let's just kill off this animal first. Okay, once it's gone, Steward will help to kill off those drones actually, so it's perfectly fine. Those drones are actually very weak. They only have 1 HP, but there's so many of them it's dangerous, that's why. But they're actually quite weak. Yeah, you actually didn't need the sniper at all, because the sniper is there to kill off the drones if you want. Okay, so once this enemy is in Moina's range, this Miasma enemy, kill him with it when he's in the clean tiles, okay? Remember, guys, to get the trophy, you need to kill off these cow enemies in clean tiles. If you kill them in dirty tiles, they will absorb the blight and become super tanky. Not even Moina will do like 80 damage to them, even with his skill and max attack. Okay, and then that's it. You can retreat your guard early and then maybe deploy a DPS. Just make things a little bit faster, just a little bit. But you don't have to. Yeah, so that was HS-7, Dream of the Season. Super easy stage. You just need to be able to kill off all the enemies here. You need to kill off all of these enemies, otherwise they will start spreading blight if they die elsewhere. Yeah, so that's it for HS-7. Okay guys, let's clear HS-8. This stage is a bit difficult, so the cause. The reason why it's difficult because there are so many of these annoying drone spawners, and it's at a point where even your operators won't be able to keep up with the healing and all the damage. But I found a team that works. So this is the team we're going to be using. We can use, actually we don't need these vanguards at all. You don't need these vanguards. So what you need is one flag vanguard Myrtle. Then you can bring in as many defenders as you want. This is probably good too, because especially for example if you have extra medic defenders like No, you can use Beagle, but I will show you without using No. Instead we can just use 4-star Gummy, Bubble, and then Korra, these 3. Then also, yeah, just try to bring in maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 defenders. And then 4 medics, yeah, you heard me right, 4 medics, because there's a lot of healing you need. And then the core operator will be Moina. You can just borrow from the support unit if you don't have. Let's begin. Yeah, those drone spawners are super annoying because they just spawn so many annoying little drones. But it's okay. I'm going to show you how to do it. First of all, deploy your flag vanguard here. Flag vanguard here on this tile, facing to any direction you want. Then when you have enough DP, just deploy Moina on this tile, facing right. These rats, don't worry about them. These rats are just going to destroy all of these tiles and then leak all the pollution or the blight over here, but they're not going to actually go to your blue box. Okay, as soon as Moina has his skill, just use it. Just swing with his skill. Then you can deploy 2 defenders next to him. Basically defend him. Okay, then once you have enough DP, just spawn your medics here, facing right. Make sure to put your medics behind your defenders like this, because the drones will attach themselves on the nearest ally, okay? The nearest ally. So we want to make sure we don't put our medics like here, because then our medics will be attacked. Anyway, just keep building up this like medics. The number of medics here. So your last 2 medics here. Then you can retreat Myrtle when you're done. And then you can just deploy one defender here later to prevent leaks. Okay, so the next timing is as soon as Moina is ready again, just use his skill. It's okay, these things will actually take a while before they activate, so we can just use Moina's skill first. Phew, okay, now they're incoming, a lot of them. So what needs to do, you just activate your defender skills to keep them alive. Okay, and then as soon as Moina's skill is ready again, just activate. After this wave, okay, now go. There's just so many enemies, Moina cannot keep up. Okay, also remember to activate your medic skills here at this time. This timing. My god, look at that, he's only doing 40 damage to this cow. Okay, then that's it. Deploy your defender here. Activate your defender skill again so that they take less damage. Also, Bubble here is very good because Bubble will reflect damage. Remember, she will reflect physical damage, and these things only have, remember, they only have 1 HP. They're not that tanky. They have like no health at all. Okay, just keep holding on until try to resist. The good thing is that when a defender dies, all of the drones will die too. They won't like switch target, so we can just replace with another defender here. The reason why I bring so many extra defenders is in case maybe you don't have as strong of a strong defender, so you need to change. Anyway, at this point you actually should have retreated Moina early on. Retreat Moina a little bit early so we can redeploy him the other direction. Now we just wait for Moina's redeployment time, and then we can just deploy him here, face the left. Yeah, this stage was very difficult when I starting out, even with the high-end squad, because there were just so much damage, so many enemies. But actually it's not too bad, as long as you remember, you bring someone like Bubble. Bubble's good because she can reflect damage. Anyone who can reflect damage is good. I mean, Moina himself can reflect damage, so that's pretty good as well. Okay, just activate the shield, so she'll take less damage. And then remember, there's someone good with burst healing like Sasuro. Sasuro is good because she has burst healing. Okay, now we're just going to wait for Moina to charge up full attack and then just swing, golden string. Those rats are super annoying. I cannot believe it. The only purpose the rats exist is they just wanted to spread all the blight here. I tried with Aya to burst them down, but it doesn't work. Anyway, Moina, I said max attack, just use him. If they are being blocked by your defenders, just retreat, because Moina is tanky enough to, even if they hit Moina a few times, it's fine because Moina should be tanky enough. And that is how you clear HS-8 Solar Course. Again, not super difficult, but a little bit tricky if you don't know how those drones work. Like I said, bring in reflect damage and you should be quite good. Okay, that is it for HS-8. Okay guys, let's clear HS-9, reap the consequence. I just realized, sow the cost, reap the consequence. That is actually very smart map naming. This is the map that you can see, and this will be the boss, which is called the Slumbering of Sui. Don't worry, I will explain the mechanics when we go into the stage itself. Now this is the team we're going to be using with 3 core operators, these 3 6-stars, which would be, oh no, where is she? I don't want that one. Oh no, I need to find it. Because we are going to use 3 6-star operators, and the 3 6-stars, so you can see, will be KOB, Moina, and Lin. If I can find Lin, I'm pretty sure I can find Lin. Yeah, you can actually use Lin or maybe another Phalanx caster will work, but the reason why we want to use Lin, okay, is because of her talents. See this one, see? A crystal barrier that blocks all damage, shattering when 200 or more damage is taken from a single source, dealing 100% of Lin's attack as arts damage to all nearby enemies and stunning them for 1 second. The stunning part and damage part isn't important, but the shield part is, because this means that Lin will essentially take no damage from all the enemies, as we'll see later on. Anyway, the rest of the team will be 1 flag bearer, Vanguard, Mortar, and then try to bring maybe 4 defenders and then 2 medics. We're not so let's bring a stronger medic, Gavial. If you want, you can also use like with this one, the global healing, like Perfumer will be good as well. So let's just bring Perfumer, and then this will be the team we're going to be using. Again, 3 6-stars, Lin, Moina, and KOB. I mean, it's definitely possible to not use any 6 stars at all. In fact, I saw one clear without any 6 star. But remember, this is for mixed rarity, so we try to take it a little easy. Anyway, first things first, deploy your Flatbear Vanguard here. Facing any direction you want, just on this tile. Activate the gain DP. Okay, so this is the boss, Slumbering of Sui. The thing about this boss is that at the beginning, it has extremely high defense, attack, and resistance. So it's super tanky, hits very hard, and is quite difficult to hit it even with arts damage. However, if you guys remember those shield enemies from Lone Trail, okay, deploy your Lin on this tile. Remember, it must be this tile. I don't know why, I tried many times, but you can't deploy here, if not you lead your enemies. Deploy Lin on this tile. Anyway, you know those enemies from Lone Trail? At the beginning, they have super high defense and attack, but when you hit them, they will slowly lose their defense attack. It's the same principle for this boss, okay? So what we need to do is to make sure we hit it. So the key is to bring in operators with very high attack speed, so we can lower its defense and resistance and attack as well. Okay, so you see that they're not doing any damage to Lin at all. Also, why it's good to bring KOB because of a talent. Each attack deals additional arts damage equal to 40% of its defense. So its high defense isn't going to matter at all because KOB will just shred defense anyway. Shred its health. And also because KOB, use S2. Use S2 on KOB and then any skill on Lin. Actually, like I said, Lin is mainly there as a tank. Look at her defense though. She has 1000 defense. She's an actual range tank. Anyway, as I was saying, use KOB's S2 because you will reduce her attack interval. Okay, anyway, deploy Moina on this tile facing right as soon as you have enough DP, and then deploy 2 defenders to flank him, and then deploy the water pump on this tile facing right. And because that's why we want to deploy Myrtle here, because Myrtle will boost the cleaning capability. Okay, when to activate the skills? Simple. As soon as this boss is within KOB's range, just activate a skill, and then activate Lin's skill as well. Also, one more thing about the boss is that its movement speed will increase and its weight will decrease the more you hit it. Okay, remember to put your healer here, your medic here. Okay, you can use a defender to block it now because at this point its attack has been reduced by a lot. Okay, we can just stop Lin's skill first. We want to make sure this place is clean because the boss in its second form has another very dangerous attack. Okay, she's gonna die, no problem. Just activate Moina first. It's perfectly fine to activate Moina when you have a lot of enemies. The reason is that you can stall the boss because the boss in phase 2 really isn't too dangerous. Okay. Activate your medic skill to keep your defender alive. That's why we also want to make sure we have extra defenders. Okay, so keep Moina on the field because we want to use his taunt. Okay, guys, do you see this purple thing underneath Moina's the purple bar under the boss? Okay, now in the second phase, what happens is that if the boss is in blighted areas, that means these polluted tiles, what will happen is that the boss will slowly absorb the blight and then transform it into an arts damage that will hit your operators, that will attack your operators. Okay, increase defense. That's why we want to clear this. So while the boss will slowly absorb blight, we are also cleaning away the blight to make sure it will either... Okay, I've tried it a few times. The boss will either not use his attack because he couldn't absorb enough blight, or he will only use it at most once. Okay? Okay, that's why okay, more enemies are spawning and Moina is off skill, so you cannot block. So what we need to do is just deploy another defender here to block first. Now deploy your... Okay, I should have deployed your Lavender early because she has the global healing for your defender. Okay, as soon as Moina is ready, just activate his skill. Shrink. Activate KOB's skill as well as the enemies get closer. Activate Lin's skill so she can defeat them. Okay, and the boss will be defeated. This boss is actually very easy. I mean, this is just the normal stage. Maybe on the more difficult stages, this boss will be terrible. Okay, Moina is about to... I think Moina is about to die. But if he doesn't die, even better. And then now we just have to wait for... Oh, Lin killed them somehow. And that's it. This boss is super easy with these 6 stars. all you need to do is to make sure you're familiar with the mechanics. Again, remember, in the first phase, you must hit it as many times as possible so that you reduce its stats, its attack, defense, resistance, and the weight. Then in the second phase, you need to make sure you clear away the blight, because otherwise it can do a lot of arts damage to your operators. So what we were doing, especially when you place your water pump here, try to clean the fields over here to make sure that make sure the boss doesn't absorb too much blight. Otherwise, you can just stall out the boss, because the boss in phase 2 is just super weak. Super weak. Yeah, you see, as it reduces defense, resistance, and movement speed when it's on paddies unaffected by blight. Of course, if it's on blight, because we will slowly clean away. So clean away the blight, so the boss becomes much weaker. Okay, and that was it for HS-9. I hope you enjoyed this guide or this showcase.